Hi everyone, thank you for joining us for the webinar on a busy weekday. The topic for today's info session is to learn how to craft successful marketing strategies in 20 minutes. I am Mayank Thakur, your moderator for today's webinar and the program associated for the digital marketing program at Amity University online. A small background about myself. At the educational front, I've done my diploma and degree in electronics and telecommunication engineering. I am also a postgraduate and have my MBA in marketing. I have a total work experience of 5 years in the industry with different roles like product development, market research, sales, marketing, etc. Currently, I am associated with Amity University Online, where I am responsible for designing and developing programs at digital marketing domain. I am also responsible for delivering the programs end to end. Today with us we have Sumedha Chatterjee. Sumedha is the head of marketing at BMJ, British Medical Journal, where she handles the marketing responsibilities for the entire South Asian region. At BMJ, along with her team, she manages the marketing responsibilities, including product marketing, market development, events, social and brand management for B2B as well as B2C audience segments for the 9 countries in South Asia. She has been profiled in magazines like BusinessWorld as well as newspapers like The Hindu. She has also been published in national level journals as well as business magazines. In today's webinar, Sumedha, through her marketing experience, is going to help us understand how to create successful marketing strategies for a business and how digital marketing concepts plays crucial role in it. The last 15 minutes of the session will be open for question and answer rounds. So without wasting any further time in the webinar, I'll ask Sumedha to enlighten us with her views. So over to you, Sumedha.
Thank you so much, Mayank. So I'll just begin by sharing my presentation for the evening. So hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to the session on learning how to craft successful marketing strategies in just 20 minutes. I have already been introduced, and thanks for that very kind introduction. So moving on. So what is digital marketing? So digital marketing can be described as actively promoting products and services using digital distribution channels as an alternative to the more traditional mediums. But this definition is quite verbose. Perhaps some of us might not remember it a couple of weeks from now. So how about a handy description which we can remember and recall and which comes to us in the moment of need? So digital marketing can also be described as getting found online. Easy, simple to remember and to quote. But why is digital marketing important? So anyone from the audience, if you just want to drop a note to me, the chat window might be accessible to you. So why is digital marketing important? If you just look around the landscape around us, we'll find that the landscape regarding employment opportunities has radically transformed. May I just show some press clippings which you might have seen in the newspapers over the course of the past 1 year or so, and you will find that demand exceeds supply for jobs in digital marketing and AI. In one of the press clippings, you might observe that digital marketing and big data are quoted as a top employee reskilling wish list. Similarly, tech firms face a huge gap in the hunt for skilled staffers. So it becomes quite evident that digital marketing as a skill is highly in demand, right? But why is it still important? We do understand that demand is more than supply. So what happens when demand exceeds supply? The suppliers are obviously in a favorable position where they can command high-paying opportunities. This, coupled with the demand-supply equation, along with the thing that it is a digital-first ecosystem, makes digital marketing a highly promising career opportunity. And hence we're having this webinar where we can discuss what all skilling requirements are required for you to consider a career in digital marketing. On that note, we understand that it's important from a career opportunity perspective. We understand that it's important from a landscape perspective as far as employment opportunities are concerned. But why is it still important? It is important because 93% of the entire search experience it's happening online. 67% of a buyer's decision making happens online. 100 million videos are viewed across the world every day. 64% of buyers are expecting real-time assistance. 27 million pieces of content are being shared every day. And 3 hours, that's the amount of time an average user spends on his mobile phone. And given the demographic that we have today, I'm sure this number is much higher. But which brings me to my question again. Why is it still important? So we've seen the employment or the opportunities, the career landscape. We have seen how the consumer is changing. Digital marketing is important because of this single entity. And this single entity is the customer. The customer is socially connected. He or she is connected and has access to mobility. He or she is living in an economy which is more sharing centric. And finally, because of crowdsourcing of ideas, crowdsourcing of content, crowdsourcing of capital. So this is the person because of whom digital marketing is highly important. On that note, what does digital marketing mean for a marketer? Because I have been involved in marketing for more than 15 years now. So how have I seen that marketing has been transformed by the introduction of digital tools and techniques? Predominantly because of low customer acquisition cost, digital marketing has transformed the entire marketing workflow for any marketer. So typically a customer acquisition through any offline channel would involve significant and perhaps prohibitive customer acquisition costs or CACs, but through digital, such as use of Google AdWords or Facebook ads, you can acquire customers at a cost which is suitable or convenient or even customizable for you. It's highly budget friendly. So if you were to think of launching a print campaign, for example, for generating awareness and visibility, and you're thinking of doing a front page Times of India campaign, quarter page, that would cost you anywhere between 10 to 12 lakhs, given which month of the year are you thinking of doing that campaign. Unlike a typical print campaign, which is quite busy and heavy on your budget, you can start a digital marketing campaign with as little as 100 rupees. Yes, that's right, 100 rupees. How so? Because it's entirely geared, customized, and designed around your TG, your target group, your budget. Hence, it's extremely budget friendly. It's highly targeted. Imagine I want to send out a birthday campaign to my target group, targeting people who are born in the month of January, February, March, and so on. And I want to do it at the beginning of every month. I can do that via email marketing, remarkably easy to do, scalable, segmentable. But doing it through offline channels would involve considerable manpower, budget, and would be difficult to track and analyze. So you can see how easy and how highly targeted digital marketing has made life or perhaps marketing campaigns for marketers. On that note, analytics. You have just commenced and concluded a campaign with print media. Getting analytics is going to be a nightmare. Of course, analytics are available, but not to the extent that digital marketing can offer you. So any typical analytics tool, such as Google Analytics, can tell you not only your website traffic, but from which all sources did you receive this traffic, how many sessions did you have, how many users per sessions did you have, what was the average time per session per user. So this is just a snippet. More on that, we will be doing specific topics on analytics. Real-time monitoring. So if you see you're not getting the responses you anticipated, you can choose to cease, or you can choose to put a stop on that particular campaign, which is very difficult to do when it comes to offline or print channels. So real-time monitoring gives the power of controlling your campaign in your hands, which is very essential. So you can reallocate those budgets or those campaigns elsewhere, designed around the workflow of your target group. It's designed around the workflow of the marketing professional at the center of this entire set of activities. So what are the tools in digital marketing? So anyone, any tools and techniques that you think you would typically employ in the course of your digital marketing journey? So does anyone want to draw, perhaps interact and chat? Any tools and techniques that you might have heard of? Okay. So we'll go through some of the tools and techniques. The first one being email marketing. Okay. So I'm sure all of you have heard of email marketing, and we discuss and delve about this in slightly more detail when we cover all the entire tools and techniques landscape. The second one is search engine optimization. I'm sure you might be familiar with some of these terms, but we'll do a deep dive perhaps later in the session and when you take up this course and when we are doing those modules in greater detail. The next one is search engine marketing, followed by mobile marketing, social media marketing, no guesses there, and finally, analytics. So what is email marketing? Email marketing, you might have been receiving some of the promotional emails like the one that we see on the screen right before us. If you have subscribed or signed up to any of the e-commerce portals or platforms or apps, you might be receiving a deluge of such emails. More on privacy and challenges for email marketing later, but this is typically what a promotional email would look like. So you'll be having a header, you'll be having a banner image like we can see, calling out names. So hello customer followed by the offer, the body text, finally ending with the call to action or called CTA. A CTA would be something like click here, register here, calling the consumer, the user, or the reader to take an action which the company wants you to go on. So this is what a campaign looks like. We'll just have a look at a few more. So you can see here again, there is a banner right on the very top, followed by the offer or explaining what they're including with the call to or the like. Some other promotional email campaigns, some of these are centric or one of the most powerful of digital marketing fatigue and email saturation. There are challenges around email marketing, but still the art of email marketing, you are well on your way to becoming an accomplished digital marketer, right? So you are doing email marketing. So on a day-to-day basis, before we might want to discuss first. So on a day-to-day basis, the biggest advantage of email marketing is that it is scalable. By scalable, I mean I can go from 100 emails to 1,000,000 emails without the proportionate increase in cost. Also, so mostly you will be using an email marketing software such as MailChimp or Illustrator. For email marketing to start, you will need an email copy like the one that we just saw in a few slides before. You will need a list on which to carry out the email campaigns. Now, from where will you get these lists? You can get these lists through authentic and ethical marketing techniques such as your own events. You can also get people to sign up for any offer whenever you are directly interacting with your consumers. That being said, so you can go from 100 users to a million users without the proportionate increase in costs if you buy the appropriate email credits, right? Unlike a print campaign or unlike some of the offline campaigns where for every additional user that you want to acquire, you need to increase your costs proportionately. So email marketing, pretty scalable. It's also shareable. It's remarkably easy to share an email. All you need to do is just forward. How do you share some of the offline campaigns? Difficult and perhaps not traceable, not analytics friendly. It's segmentable. So in case I have a list of around 100 people, I can segment them by the location they are based in, by the date of birth or the year of birth. I can segment or divide that list based on any other criteria that I want to. For example, I can divide the entire list into males and females, right? So your email marketing campaign can be sent, for example, you can design a campaign only to be sent to your female users, right? You can design an email marketing campaign only for people in the age group 20 to 25. So it's remarkably segmentable as well. It's environment friendly. Of course, it is because you're reducing the entire load on printing. It's also cost effective. So the way email marketing would typically work, as we just discussed a few moments ago, is that you need to have an email marketing software. You need to design the email marketing copy and you need a list, right? So you can buy email credits. So I can buy email credits, for example, for 50,000 users. So it's remarkably cost effective. Your credits get saved. You can reuse them in your next campaign, right? So that entire activity generates huge ROI for your digital marketing efforts. It's measurable. So most of the email marketing softwares or platforms would give you superlative analytics. For example, they would tell you how many people opened the email, how many people, what were the times when those people read those emails. They would also share with you with something which is called a heat map. So a heat map will tell your users which part of your emails were highly scrolled or were highly looked upon, right? So in case there's a particularly interesting graphic captured in your email, that would pop up on the heat map. So you will come to know what content format, whether it's a video or perhaps it's an image or perhaps it's the interesting call to action that you had in your entire email is liked by your users. So some of these things, in fact, most of these things, you typically not find in any offline marketing activities, right? Thus giving you more control over your campaign, thus giving you more power in the way you structure your campaigns. You can also do a lot of A/B testing. By that, it means you can vary one variable in the entire campaign. It could be that you vary the image. So two campaigns exactly the same, but you just vary the image and you test which email campaign has more readability. So that gives you an idea of what is being received well by your potential customers or by your consumers, right? So that again gives you tremendous control over the way you can design your entire email marketing campaign. But it's not without its challenges. So as I just mentioned a few moments ago, you need to have a list on which to carry your entire campaign on, right? And you can acquire that list ethically through various opt-in marketing campaigns such as events. So at events, you can have people sign up. That being said, this entire process of data acquisition and sanitization is extremely cumbersome and sometimes tiresome. By that, I mean you have to constantly evaluate if your list is sanitized. You have to constantly evaluate if your list is correct. So sometimes people may just stop using a particular email ID, right? Sometimes you'll find that those email IDs no longer exist. So there can be countless problems that you can run into while sanitizing your email intervals. So you need to decide periodic frequency you would be evaluating, reviewing your list. This is perceived as no longer as valuable. So, in effect, you literally lose touch with the potential data loss. I completely unsubscribe from the list, right? Uh, I'm sure many of you might have heard about GDPR, which is a legislation which was launched in Europe in May this year. And that literally puts consumers, literally gives consumers the power to dictate what kind of emails they would want to receive. No such legislation has been launched in India yet, so there's still hope for all email marketers out here in India. But that literally puts us on the spot in designing campaigns which our customers actually want to read, in designing campaigns which are actually useful for our customers, so that we don't get marked from. So these are some of the challenges that you will find you'll run in the iterations, because I'm sure you'll learn to design email campaigns effectively in a way that you're able to reach more consumers effectively, and which will elevate the level of your entire marketing campaign. Which brings me to the second technique that we discussed, search engine optimization. Yourself visible in natural search results. What are natural search results? What is the entire process of SEO? So with something called the SEO, search engine optimization audit. So let me just give you a bit of a background on this one, though I'm sure that you might already be acquainted with some of this. Whenever you are trying to search something on the internet, so you'll just type in a few keywords, right? If you're looking for holiday destinations, or if in case you're looking to buy a laptop, for example, the first thing that most users do, just linking back to our previous slide, a lot of the buyer journey is taking place online. So the first thing that most users or potential buyers will do is search online, right? So best laptops to buy with a particular configuration, or the cheapest laptop in any particular configuration, right? So that's the first thing that we do. And then we wait for the results. So we will find an entire slew of results that come in when we type in our search queries, right? So those are our search queries. To marketer, those are keywords, right? So we type in our search queries and we see a slew of results. Some of them are sponsored, some of them are organic. But let me assure you, some hardworking marketers are at work to ensure that their results get displayed on the top of that page. Very rarely you will find that you go to page 2 or page 3 if you don't find what you're looking for on page 1 of Google. So what we do as marketers in search engine optimization is to ensure that our products, our organizations get listed, get ranked right on page 1 as as it can go. Right? I request on the keyword strategy. For example, if I am looking for is it best laptops or is it the cheapest laptops? You will have to come up with a list of keywords. It is the best. Is it the best holiday destination, the cheapest holiday destination, or the holiday destination with maximum sightseeing? So these are the keywords that you'll do an analysis in keyword strategy and keyword research, followed by the fourth step, which is web page optimization, and followed by rank tracking, page tweaking. So this entire process is literally a walkthrough of how you would go about and how you would approach some more useful, practical, and handy tips to put your entire SEO efforts on map. Out is social media marketing, and are acquainted, very well acquainted at that, right from Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, that are in the business of customer acquisition or in the business of generating awareness and visibility will have some presence on these social media channels. Why? Because customer regarding products, regarding services, and hence this becomes a very natural way of acquiring customers. Unlike some of the other channels such as broadcast media or print media, so this is an environment in which conversations can thrive. How can you empower yourself, or how can you empower your campaign with the power of social media marketing? So apart from a lot of organic posts, so you will find that companies, let me just bring up my next slide. For example, this is Amazon, right? Apart from a lot of communication that their own selves, for example, the Great Indian Festival by Amazon from 21st it is also going out via the brand's page on Twitter, right? So just two channels. But this is just a very small snippet of what brands can do with social media marketing. You can also do ads. For example, I as a brand, I can choose that my ads get displayed to users' industries, right? And all of this can begin with as little as 100 rupees per day in case you're in a budget, or you can choose to go up depending on how flexible and how accommodating your budget is towards social media marketing. So to quickly summarize, what you can do on social media marketing is not just some of the organic content posts that we are seeing on screen. You can also do a lot of ads, discounts, you can do a lot of promotional offers, you can do quizzes. So this in short is just a preview of what a brand can do on the social media platforms. In case there are any questions and you'd like to just share them through chat, feel free to connect through the chat window. If not, then let's move on to the next section, which is digital display marketing. So any idea what digital display marketing might be? So the image on the right will give you a hint. Digital display marketing, as the name suggests, in case you're looking at the image on the right, you will find that it consists of certain sections or certain banners, right? Let me explain what this digital marketing strategy is all about. We have all been on websites where as soon as we land, we'll be inundated and flooded with annoying banner ads, right? Sometimes you just want to scroll and skip and remove that ad from your site, right? So there'll be ads right at the very top, there'll be ads on the sides, there will be ads at the bottom, preventing you from reading the very content that you wanted to read when you arrived on that website. And that, my dear friends, is what we call digital display marketing. All right. The various banners that we see, they are not located randomly. There's a certain science about them. So the one that you see on the very top is called the top banner. And there you can see its specifications or size, right? So the top banner has a size of certain pixels cross certain pixels. Right at the very middle of the page, if you see a banner website, bang in the middle of the page, if there is a banner ad, it'll ascribe to the size that we see on screen, and it is called a mid-page unit. If on the very site choose the entire space on the left, that's called a skyscraper. No guesses there because it's really tall. And you can also have a square banner unit which can go on towards the sides. So I'm just getting a question on chat. Just bear with me for a minute, and perhaps you can answer all the questions towards the end of the session, if I may say so. So these are some of the banner ads. We know when we see banner ads, they're highly annoying. So what is your challenge, or what is the task that you have as a marketer, is to ensure that your banner ads are relevant, they're personalized, they're customized, and they're important to the user. They don't disrupt the viewing experience of the user. So we're done with digital display advertising. Does anyone remember? So why mobile marketing and how to exploit the power of mobile marketing? So if you ask me, where are we in the current life cycle of mobile marketing? So I would say at current, we are at a stage where mobile marketing is very close to fatigue. But there is still huge segment of untapped market in case you're looking for a TG. Perhaps in tier 2 or tier 3 cities, you can still harness the power of mobile marketing to get your messaging, to get your marketing messaging across to your consumers. So combined with the power of penetration, that's a device and connectivity, and the power of that being cost effective, it's highly targeted, right? So I can choose to send a SMS to women in the age group 45 to 50 who are perhaps looking for educational courses in the area of marketing or leadership courses in the area of marketing, right? So it's highly targeted. If I have a list, I have the message, and I can choose to send it across at a time of my liking with a call to action that I deem is appropriate for this group. It's highly cost effective. So just like email marketing, you can buy credits for mobile marketing and you can use the unused mobile marketing credits for use in your later campaigns. It is segmentable, as we discussed in the example before, right? It can be, you can choose to send birthday messages, January, February, March. You can choose to send messages divided by or segregated by gender. So that brings me to the challenges. The challenges of mobile marketing, obviously privacy. right? Privacy laws in India aren't as strict as they are in Europe and US. So there's still some scope. There's still some scope in getting your messaging across to consumers. Content limitations, there's not much that you can do in a limited character SMS message. You can't get really, but if you can get really innovative with your SMS, then that is the added plus challenge of mobile marketing that any consumer today receives or is being inundated with mobile messages. So getting your messages creatively across to your consumers or potential buyers is a challenge. And so stay tuned for more. We are now towards the last few sections of this entire session. So this is just what we typically marketers call a marketing funnel, right? So if I start with a certain number of people through SEO or my SMM campaigns, SEO I mean search engine optimization, right? I might get these 100,000 customers through AdWords, right? So these are typically top of the funnel activity. We have a huge middle called middle or the bottom funnel activity. Let me just explain. I see an ad, I click on that ad, right? So if you have like 100 people clicking on the ad, there is a click through rate, something which is called a CTR. Through to around 100,000 with a 10% CTR. So that means 10% of visit the site or they may view your ad, right? So these are the two top of the funnel activities. But 50% of them come to your website, right? So the percentage that immediately leaves is called bounce rate, right? We'll see why people leave after they land on a website immediately when we discuss these specific examples during the course of the modules, right? So if there's a 50% bounce rate, that means 10,000 is reduced by 50%. That leaves us with 5,000 people or 5,000 content readers. Out of these 5,000, if 20% opt in, right? So 20% of 5,000 is thousands. I have 1,000 leads. If I'm looking for people to sign up for an offer that I have, right? So I have then 1,000 leads if I have a 20% opt-in rate. Out of these 1,000 leads, right? If around 50% respond to emails, right? So 50% of 1,000 would be 500. So I have 500 prospects, right? And out of 500, obviously not all would convert, right? Let's say 20% convert. So if 20% convert out of 500 prospects, we'd be having 100 sales, right? So this is your actual sales conversion funnel. So out of 100,000 impressions, you land to 100 sales, right? Now, the sale has happened, your customers are happy. So 40% of them repeat, right? So that's 40% of 100 sales, 40, right? And then they recommend other people, right? They recommend their friends, their colleagues, their peers that, hey, why don't you try this product out? So that means 33% of those customers engage. So I'm sure you'll be able to appreciate the way the cycle progresses, right from ad impressions to advocates. So that's the journey a marketer has to travel. And this is the journey that we'll be doing in the course. So stay tuned as we complete this journey through email marketing, through mobile marketing, through search engine optimization. And this is the journey that any organization has to go through, the workflow that one has to go through from leads to conversion, from impressions to advocates. So these are some of the analytics that you'll be typically looking at. Open rates, click-through rate, we just discussed what click-through rate is, unsubscribed rate, right? So these are some of the typical typical industry averages for email marketing campaigns, the conversion rates. And this is what a marketer's entire life is about, because you're constantly obsessing over open rates, conversion rates, click-through rates, or CTR, unsubscribe rates. The performance formula, as we marketers see it, is your content should be clickable, it should be shareable, right? So clickability into shareability into distribution. How massive a reach can you have via your content? And the challenge remains that how can you stand out? So this is a case study that I would want you to leave with. Just think about it after the webinar. So you are the brand manager of a newly launched line of apparels for career women in the age group 30 to 40. Your e-commerce website gets 1,000 visitors a month. So you've just started, out of which only 1% convert. And what do you want to do as a marketer? You want to improve visibility and awareness. You want to increase your conversions, and your mandate is to use only digital marketing tools. So what would you do? So unlike the case study right here, in the real world, you'll not get data presented to you in a structured fashion as this. So you are the one who's going to derive and present and structure the data. But that's the easier part. The hard part is number one and objective number two. So objective number one, improving visibility and awareness, and objective number two, increasing conversions. So using the tools that we just saw about in designing and meeting your objectives, right? So that was lovely taking this session. Now I would call upon ma'am to take this particular section.
Thanks, Sumedha. It was a perfect session by you, helping us to understand the strategies which can actually go ahead and lead marketing campaigns for businesses. So thank you once again, Sumedha. Just to give some insights to our students, we have recently launched a postgraduate diploma program in digital marketing strategies, offered to working professionals, mostly with say around 1 or 2 years of experience to X number of experience, depending on your requirement. The PG diploma is awarded by Amity University, and post completion of this program, you become an alumni of Amity University as well. The program is devised in such a way that it has real world projects and case studies. The case studies that we are going to bring in the program are from Harvard Business School. Okay, so it is going to be very interesting in learning them, understanding how different industries are implementing digital marketing and how do you actually implement in your business as well. Then, since the program is completely online program, you will have access to the study material and video lectures for 24/7. Okay, and then it gives you a complete flexibility in learning the program. Okay, you need not leave your job, you need not dedicate time at a particular segment. You are free to do your learnings at your own pace. The program is designed in such a manner that it focuses on core concepts, tools and strategies of digital marketing. So at the end of the program, you become a holistic digital marketer who can implement multiple strategies, or you can create strategies with multiple campaigns using multiple concepts. Okay, we are going to give you hands-on experience on different tools that Sumedha spoke. Also, there are different tools related to email marketing, related to SEM, related to content marketing, etc. And you will be able to actually go ahead and implement it back to your business once you have done it in the program. And last but not the least, if someone is looking to have a career change, we do have career assistance as a part of the program with us. And then just to give you a small brief on what the program is, since it is a PG diploma program, the mandate from the university is it has to be a 12 months long program, which will give you a 52 credits post completion of the program. There are 13 modules in the program, ranging from basics of marketing, why digital marketing came up, how it evolved, what are the concepts, etc., etc., and then leading to helping you to define strategies for a particular business. So this includes 13 modules with 53 learning sessions. We have got renowned faculties from industries. Let me tell you, Sumedha is also one of the faculties with us. She is doing module number 9 with us, which is effective email marketing, and module number 11, which is mobile app marketing for us. Then I spoke about Harvard business case studies. So there are 6 Harvard business case studies in our program and 9 tools that we'll be learning. The fees for the program over here is 1,45,000, which includes everything. And there are few limited scholarship seats available for the program with us. So don't hesitate, just go ahead and apply for the program with us. Or if you have any more queries, you can just write to us on the email ID, which is pgddms@amityonline.com. Yep. So Sumedha, since I spoke that you are one of the instructors in the program, would you like to share something that how are you going to define the 2 modules that you will be teaching in the program in just 1 or 2 minutes?
Sure. So thanks, ma'am. As you might be aware, so I'll be taking the email marketing module. And email marketing, as I mentioned, is one of the most powerful tools that a marketer has. So what we'll be learning is how to design those email marketing campaigns, right from the content to list sanitization, how to actually craft and send an email to 100 people, to a million people, how to analyze the analytics that get generated from your email campaigns. So how many people are reading, perhaps some techniques that you can employ to improve the readability of your email campaigns. So that in a nutshell is how we propose to do the email marketing module.
Great, thanks. So we had one just question from one of our spectators or audience. He is asking that social media marketing will allow my competitors to know my offerings. How to tackle the same?
So whoever has asked that question, thank you. But let me tell you one thing. In today's day and age, information is easily, information is no longer an obstacle. So the person or the organization, the enterprise that you consider as your competition will anyway have access to information. So you don't need to hide, you need to advertise. And that's what we do on social media marketing. Our goal is to reach the customer. And in the incident that your competitor also comes to know about it, you are not revealing some potentially sensitive information, right? You are there for your customers. So why not just go all out and heavily advertise your products, be there on all the social media channels that you are, because remember, you are in it because of your customers, not competitors.
Correct. So just adding one more point with Sumedha, you can be one step ahead of your competitors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. So no more questions, Sumedha. I will once again thank you for taking out so precious time in your a weekday and helping us with the tactics and strategies to define digital marketing and business strategies.
My pleasure.
Yep. Thank you so much, and we will like to end the session over here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.